And I'll look to see if there's a motion.
I'd like to move to accept Charles' proposal. Is it enough?
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. With that, can we get a roll call, please?
Chair Rabbit.
Aye.
Vice Chair Garnes. Vice Chair Garnes. Aye. Commissioner Bumblebee, represented by Irina Brosnan. Aye. Commissioner Claire, represented by Diane Gould. Aye. Commissioner Ward, represented by Lori Nazura. Aye. Commissioner Kim Lopez.
Aye.
Commissioner Miyamoto.
Aye.
Commissioner Rodriguez, represented by Allison Kustig. Aye. Commissioner Silva.
Aye.
Commissioner Wells.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Great, thank you very much. And hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to ask Dr. Charles Scawthorne if you can come back on the next one, because we will lose a quorum and we're gonna have it heard at that meeting to have a vote going forward.
Well, it's so be it.
Okay, thank you. With that, I'll move to project updates and look forward to it. Thank you, everyone, for attending here today. We have a quorum. We need a quorum overall, but we also need a quorum in the building here, and that's
May I just say I want to thank the commissioners for their approval. Thank you very much.
thank you. Thank you for your patience too.
Sure.
Do you want to go ahead?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I wanted to take an opportunity before we move on to the project updates, just to thank some additional staff we have here today. We have Alicia and Harold from our Victim Services branch that have been helping us run this meeting because we are down staff and it takes literally a small village to run one of these meetings between our IT assistants, the staff assistants, and legal. It's quite a few people that it takes to run a successful meeting. So wanted to take an opportunity to thank them and the rest of our staff that also help out here. We're going to move on to our project updates. We'll try to do these quickly because we have a couple more additional items on the agenda before we close. As you'll recall, we have what we call our Ferndale Turkey Project. It has 3 parts. Part 1 was already completed. There was an action item following up. We're still working on that action item, so we'll come back to that later. Part 2 is the peer study that was mentioned this afternoon. There are 2 parts to that study, a volume 1 and a volume 2. Volume 1, we currently have in draft from peer. We're working on that. The committee should see that first volume, the subcommittee, the ad hoc committee should see that first volume fairly shortly. And then I had also mentioned earlier that I will be presenting at the SoCal Edison exercise on this scenario. They are utilizing our scenario for Southern California for their exercise. We are also changing membership of the committee to allow Commissioner Miyamoto to come on board for that, as this next 2 parts of these volume 1 and volume 2 are very technical. So we want to thank Commissioner Miyamoto for rotating on and Commissioner De La Cruz for her assistance on part 1. Part 3 is the INCORE project that is going along nicely, and we're hoping to present on that in January. We also have the fire station inventory project. That project had a full distribution of the survey out, and we as of this morning have 709 responses. We've had quite a few responses in the last week or so, most of those related to the Cal Fire Station, so that's nice. We actually had another, I think, almost 100 in the last 2 days. And so we will continue to look for responses, but we will be starting some of our analysis shortly. Slide, please. We also wanted to let you know that we looped in the tribal liaison in coordination with Cal OES and sent the information out to the tribes. And we have received some responses from them as well. Next slide, please. We also are working with our IT program to do a GIS dashboard and also utilizing Power BI. This is not what the dashboard is. This one is for fire hydrant filters, if you can actually, or fire hydrants, if you can actually see that on your screen. But it will be something like this, where we'll be able to get a lot of the information that we have quickly at our fingertips, be able to report out to it, and also be able to see it visually. We will be having on screen things like the fault systems and also social vulnerability indexes to look at how all of those things work together from a hazard and vulnerability issue. Next slide, please. There was also a legislative update for you, AB 1770, which was authored by Assemblymember Rodriguez, looked to take this study that we're doing and put it into code. So it is now chaptered as of 9/6/24. There's one additional requirement that we're not already doing, and that is that we will be required to report out annually beginning January of 2026 for approximately 5 years, or 5 years. Thank you. Next slide. We also have our shake table project that is moving along nicely. The test specimen is being scheduled for construction through late September. And then they'll do 3 months of instrumentation. We're expecting that they will be doing earthquake testing in April or May of next year, followed by live fire tests in the summer. Slide, please. The mobile home building code project, we don't have much of an update. It's still at the same place it was the last time we discussed, which is awaiting FEMA round 2 approval. And then the earthquakes and climate change workshop that was approved by the commission. We actually now have tentative dates of March 4th and 5th of next year. This has been an ongoing effort with CGS and USGS, and we thank them and FEMA Region 9, thank them for all of their assistance. We've been meeting with them fairly frequently to come up with a list of topics and tentative dates, and we're feeling pretty good now that this will be the dates. And we are reaching out to respective speakers to fill those slots. We also have our website update project,
Controversial comments.
contract negotiation with the selected. Back to you on that. And that is it for my project updates.
Great, thank you very much for that update. Any questions on the update for the executive director? Seeing none. Do you want to roll it to 14?
Yes, on to 14. So as you see on the slide here, it is all about the executive director hiring process. I had sent an email to you all individually, but I wanted to let you know that it was my pleasure to serve and honor to serve the commission over the last 2 years. I believe we have a lot of meaningful projects that we've implemented, and I hope you share in the pride as I do on all of our collective accomplishments. I will be stepping down January 10th of 2025 due to some ongoing medical concerns. But I thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this important work, and I remain committed to ensuring a smooth transition in the months ahead. Our chief counsel for OES, David Neal, will be going through some of the requirements for looking for and hiring a new executive director.
That's right. Thank you, Andy. Just thank you very much for all the work. Andy is a very conscientious public servant, and I think very fortunate that the commission has had her. So thank you for that very much. So I just wanted to outline for you all, if you've not been through the process before, kind of what this would look like moving forward. And so I think as you all know that, we have a statute that provides that, in conjunction with Callaway Yes that will consult with and work with the commission, because it's the commission that ultimately decides to appoint the executive director. And so as part of that process, what I'd like to outline is kind of those next steps for the commission. And so part of those involve the board set us another meeting prior to January 10th. And that would be to address a couple of points. One of those is to review what that would be process. There's actually a written process that was approved by the commission during the last recruitment. And then along with that is to review a revised duty statement. And part and parcel of that, and what I would be recommending y'all do today is it's recommended that there would be two commission members that would serve work together to assist in the selection and recruitment process. And so those individuals, those that would have that time, that precious time, that know what we had more. But to be able to assist in reviewing that process, reviewing the duty statement to prepare revised one if there are any provisions that seem appropriate to present to the commission at this next meeting for the commission's review approval. And then would work in conjunction with the Callaway Yes Office Director, and we have a designated human resources specialist to assist with that recruitment process. And so part and parcel of that, as Andy mentioned, that should be her last day would be January 10th. And so between now and then, obviously, we always want the process to go as quickly as we can, but we want it to be a thoughtful process. And so if there is a need at a point to actually appoint someone to serve in an acting capacity as executive director, that could occur. That would need to happen also in a notice meeting, and that would be something that would be subject to closed session, because obviously the precedent person in the selection of that process. But so the recommendation and what we're asking today is to identify two commission members who'd be able to serve as part of the selection process, and then assist in reviewing and preparing to present to the full commission what the outlined written process is in the revised duties. I'm sure you all have a lot of other questions as well. I think as Jeannie Claddy, she's our former HR director, she was involved, and luckily we have her services as a retired military. I believe she's online. That's just kind of what we're looking for right now. And then obviously to set another meeting. So these proposals can be considered because we can't begin the actual recruitment until that duty statement.
Thank you, David. Sure. Andy.
Can I make a recommendation that commissioners just send an email to me if they're interested?
Yes, if that's perfect to your, that's fine.
Yeah, I think whomever appreciate that. And we'll also, timing wise, we can work through staff to see what we would do for that meeting and making sure that we stay on track and use our time efficiently and come out as smooth as possible in the transition.
That sounds good.
Is there anything else that needs to, I'll look to my colleagues. I just want to repeat pretty much what David said there. Just thank you so much. And I know we'll have other opportunities. Wasn't expecting this to come through this way. I'm sure you weren't either. But just want to say thank you. Pleasure to work with. And I think a conscientious public servant is also very apt description. So thank you for that. Small but mighty staff, and you've been a great leader. There has been some really good work. So very much appreciated. Any other, I see some hand clapping up there. Is there anyone else who, on this particular item? Do we have what we need? Oh, I see. Commissioner Kim Lopez.
I just wanted to echo the chair. Thank you so much, Andy. Yeah, I'm so bummed because it's been such a pleasure working with you. And I know several times you have supported efforts here in Southern California, in Orange County, and always came through for me and for all the different groups that you represent. So thank you again to you and your staff.
Commissioner Miyamoto.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Andy, you're the best. Thanks so much. I really appreciate what your support and help all those time. We'll see you.
Okay.
You're the best.
Great. Well, again, thank you very much. And thank you, David, for being here and helping us in that work as well.
And it'll be at the gym.
Yeah, we have another meeting in January. It's back to you. I'm looking forward to it.
15.
Yeah, this is for miscellaneous investments.
We'll go through these really quickly as well. We just wanted to give you a really quick budget update. This is specific to the craft fund. And that budget is the budget that funds all of our projects. It is our special deposit fund. As of August 28, 24, we had about 2.9 million, but we do have $608,000 in encumbrances. You can add another 90,000 to that now with the project we just approved. So we have a available balance in and around 2.2 or $2.1 million still in that fund. Just as an additional point of interest, that fund allows us to spend $700,000 in a fiscal year. So if we go outside of that parameter, we just need to ask the Department of Finance for a dispensation to spend more than that. And next slide, please. I also wanted to let you know about what the next 4 meetings will look like for the next year, January 9th, April 10th, July 17th, and October 9th. These mimic the times that we had this past year. We generally do it the second Thursday of the month. July is a different animal given different local government associations and annual meetings. So that is July 17th. That follows the format we had this year as well. Next slide. I have one more announcement, which is that we have 2 new hires. I think I alluded that earlier. They start on October 15th. We'll be fully staffed and hopefully we can get some of these things that have been on hold for a while moving again.
Great. Anything else? Any comments, responses to that? Seeing none. I think we're at we have public comment before we adjourn. Is there anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this? Not seeing anyone here, not seeing anyone online. And with that, we are adjourned. I guess we'll see everyone back in January or before. Stay tuned. Thank you all.
Look at that. What?
Yeah, that's true.